It's the greatest chase in history. 3 drivers and 1 race to decide it all.
I firmly believe that any man's finest hour,
the greatest fulfillment of all that he holds dear,
is that moment
when he has worked his heart out in a good cause
and lies exhausted
on the field of battle.
All we do is win.
Now the chase ends at Homestead.
6 deep, boys. We know what we got to do. Go get 'em.
They come down to the green flag, and the final race for the chase for the Sprint Cup is green. Sitter Casey Kane takes the early lead into turn 3 with Carl Edwards right behind. 3 wide in the back of the field. Greg Biffle there at the start-finish line.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's in the middle of that 3 wide situation.
So is Regan Smith.
I think his teammate Kyle Busch put him in that situation there for a moment.
Denny's on the low side of the track trying to get underneath Biffle.
Oh,
trouble, and it involves Hamlin. The championship points leader goes around, and can he save it? Caution is out. Hamlin's going to restart in 39th. Up front, it's Edwards, Allmendinger, Kane, and Jimmie Johnson 4th. Boy, Carl's got a good race car. He is shooting out of the gate again.
Jimmie Johnson explained a little bit about the whole corner. They're going to mostly work on the tight. They'll get a wedge and a track bar adjustment. Catch-can man Jamie Frady putting the wrench in there, doing both adjustments as the crew comes around to the left side, full of snow-coat fuel, and 4 tires for Jimmie. Having a little trouble getting the left rear off and on. It'll be a slow stop for the 48.
15.6. Now, Jimmie Johnson did pick up 5 bonus points for leading a lap when Jeff Burton pulled off the track. And look at Chad Knaus.
Well, you don't want that kind of stop right now.
Here's the battle between Jimmie Johnson, Kevin Harvick, 7th and 8th, and Harvick's closing.
Yeah, he's gotten right to his bumper. Time or 2 cautions out.
Caution for debris on the racetrack.
Kevin Harvick also going back a half a round adjustment on the track bar. Car was better, but not good enough. 4 tires, he's away as they scramble off pit road, guys.
Faster race off pit road. See everybody hold station.
Guys.
Kevin Harvick picks up 2 spots. Jimmie Johnson's team loses 3. This week, look how close it was to contact.
That's a close call. The key thing, there was no contact.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be there on that left front.
Denny Hamlin's going to restart 16th. Jimmie Johnson 10th. And Harvick in the 6th position. Up front, it is Carl Edwards. And look at Jamie McMurray down low in that number 1.
And he blasted green flag. He was ready.
Truex and Edwards up front, side by side.
Comes Harvick getting a push from Kyle Busch.
And Jamie McMurray looked like he had an afterburner on that start.
Literally getting a push.
That's interesting. You'd think that he'd be the last guy he'd like to push unless it's up into the wall.
Spin on the track.
We certainly do. As you see, Marcus Ambrose has turned it around out of the exit of turn 4. So we now have our 4th caution. He was running 22nd.
Right. Take it easy, trying to tear the fenders
Getting
off.
better and better for Kevin Harvick. He said no changes, guy, but packet full of fuel. 4 tires, cars going by. Kevin slips out behind Casey Kane.
And a logjam coming off pit road. Here is the race off, and you can see Kevin Harvick's crew does it again, picks him up 2 more spots. Johnson's crew comes through this time, giving him 4 better. And of course, Denny Hamlin's team still in there as they are going to have to make those repairs. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing with Truex, Edwards, Harvick, and Johnson side by side. Uh-oh, Harvick slides over in front of the 43 Allmendinger. That could have been trouble.
Harvick's racing aggressive today. You can tell he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, he gets back to the throttle, battling Jimmie Johnson for that 3rd spot.
Oh, look at this.
Oh. Kyle Busch. We saw that move last night in the Nationwide race and Friday in the trucks. Oh no, and Joey Logano gets turned around and damaged on the front end of the 20.
Here's a trivia question for you. Who's second in the points right now? Checkle. 2-9.
And that's points as of now. And as you can tell, these guys are keeping track of all those positions. We're back to green flag racing.
Harvick with a good restart right there. Seeing pushing Martin Truex down to turn 1.
Side by
Carl Edwards.
Side by side. 3 wide now. Here comes Jimmie. Kyle Busch again. Kyle trying to make the triple one more time. He did it earlier this year at Bristol. And he moves into the third spot. And boy, he got a little close again to the 29. They've had a few little minor.
Here comes Harvick back to the inside, though.
The right front corner is the corner that's causing all the problem on this car right now.
And laps are running out to continue to be patient on this championship. Meanwhile, Jimmie Johnson has slipped back a little bit since caution is out. 7 car is in some trouble. That is Kevin Conway, who has gone for a loop. Another tough stop for Jimmie Johnson's team, knocking him back out of the top 10 as we check the fastest out of the pits.
Third, Truex fourth, Newman. That's your top 5. We're green again with 100 to go.
This might be the best opportunity Harvick's going to have. Try to get 5 points.
Jimmie Johnson's the only one that has picked up the 5 bonus points for leading a lap. None of the chase contenders can lead the most laps today.
Jimmie back there in the middle of 3 wide.
Talk about a range of emotions. Everybody in this 11 camp has been applauding every time Denny Hamlin passes a car. Guys, caution is out. There is debris on the racetrack.
So that will be our 7th caution of the day.
Bottom of your screen, Kevin Harvick's crew. They've gained him 5 positions the last 3 stops. And Harvick, by the way, as Andy said, quickest car on the racetrack, 7 of the last 8 laps before the yellow flag. Harvick down and away.
And the race off pit road, Kevin Harvick. Look at
Good
this.
job, guys.
This crew has been stellar today, picking up spots for him time after time. Bad news for Kevin Harvick. Too fast entering pit road, and it is a huge penalty because you're talking about he's going to have to go back to the back of this field to restart here.
And Kevin Harvick's having to come around Casey Kane's crew is just as they're finishing up on the right side. See that right rear tire changer right there just gets hit by the left rear corner of the 29.
Jimmie Johnson restarts 8th. And all the way back in 29th is Kevin Harvick. We're green. Denny Hamlin in the 7th position as they go through turn number 1. Boy, look at Truex and Edwards. They have owned the front row all day today. There's Harvick. He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
What a way to end the year for Jeff Gordon.
Okay, you got a lot of cars pitting, and it looked like Kevin Harvick stayed out right there, so he's going to gain a lot of track position.
The 11 couldn't decide. He was down and out, and he didn't make it.
Well, and the 11, it sounds like, from what we're hearing, Jamie, did he miss the call?
Yes, he did. It was a last-minute call. Mike Ford said stay out. Then he said pit, 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 and then he said too late.
Yeah, one of the problems that Denny's going to have is there's a lot of cars behind him that have new tires.
Racing Kyle Busch for position after they've made their stops. Oh!
Where turned him? Oh, man!
Bud, you got to get out of it. You got to get out of it, man. You got to get out of it.
Look at that.
All right, there's the fire truck right there. But it's up front of the motor. You got to get out of it.
And Harvick's sitting here knowing that he's racing for 2nd right now. He sees Jimmie Johnson up there. He knows that Hamlin's back in the pack. He knows he has a chance to finish 2nd in the points, but he sees Jimmie Johnson gone from him unless something happens to the 48.
Carl Edwards is going to win the race, but coming through turns 3 and 4, the championship is going to go to Jimmie Johnson. And if you don't think he's going to be one of the greatest, think again.
Looking at the 5-time champion.
You're looking at him.